I was born with no sense of direction. There's a lot of people like me, north, south, east, west. We have no clue. We can get lost in our own neighborhood. The only way we get from point A to point B is we memorize the route using landmarks. And God help us if there's ever any road construction, because if there is, and we can't go the route that we normally go, we're going to get lost. We're going to get very lost. My mom was a church lady, and she put kind of a spiritual spin on this. And she said, because I failed to love the Lord, insufficiently loved the Lord, I was spiritually lost and probably doomed to go through life lost and more lost. One place I kind of liked to get lost in was the bird sanctuary. This was at the edge of my hometown. It was about a square mile of woods. A friend of mine and me, we would go there a lot in the summertime. And we thought we'd find a lot of birds. So it's called the bird sanctuary. Maybe we'd find some pelicans. We never really found any pelicans. I had this theory that maybe we might find some flamingos. Maybe like there would be a hurricane down in Florida and a kind of wind, and a couple, maybe blow a pair of flamingos all the way to our bird sanctuary in Iowa. But we never found any flamingos. What we mostly found were blackbirds, like starlings and red-winged blackbirds and crows, lots and lots of crows. We used to get lost in that square mile of woods a lot. It's amazing how much you can just sort of circle around and around and around in the same square mile of woods. It probably didn't help that we had a tendency to not necessarily be in our right minds when we were in the woods. Sometimes, though, we would kind of weird and interesting discoveries. One time there was a stink. I mean, it was a stench. It was, and let's go find out what it is. Where's it? What is it? Man, what can produce a smell like that? So we actually, it's not that hard to track down the source of the smell. You just whatever well, the smell is the worst, the stink is the worst. Just go in that direction. And man, after a while, it was like pepper spray. I mean, the stench was so bad, so thick, our eyes were watering. It turned out it was a dead fox. I don't know what a fox can weigh, maybe 20 pounds. It was astonishing to me that a little tiny animal like that could produce a stench that enormous. By the time we found the fox, it was toward dusk. Sun was setting, and the crows were starting to come back into the woods to roost. At first, there were just a few of them, and then there were more and more and more crows until after a while, I mean, it was astonishing. There were like 10,000 crows up in the trees, and my friend and I were wandering around down at the base of these trees, and one of these crows, they start screaming at us. I don't think he likes us down there. And then another crow starts screaming, and then another one, and after a while, there's like 10,000 crows all screaming, like in a rage, and it's kind of scary. I start thinking about that Hitchcock movie, The Birds. There's birds, and there's more and more birds, and then the birds go all psychotic, and the next thing you know, they're pecking the eyes out of kids. My friend clapped his hands. And I mean, I don't know why he decided to do that. He just clapped his hands, like clap, clap, and man, just it was like magic. All those crows, 10,000 crows, went completely silent. It was like he flipped a light switch, just blessed silence. And my friend is like all cocky, like, whoa. And then maybe a minute goes by, and then a crow screams, and then they all scream. 10,000 crows are screaming at us. And my friend claps. They go quiet again, and then they start up again, but it's shorter this time. It's like 20 seconds of silence, and then it worked about 3 times, and then that was that. You can't control crows forever just with hand claps. I don't know if my mom ever read Dante's great poem, The Inferno, but it starts with a pilgrim and he's lost in a dark wood. And it's just like my mom said, he's spiritually lost in that dark wood. But because he gets lost in a dark wood, he gets to explore hell from top to bottom. He's the only person who ever explores hell and lives to tell the story. Sometimes I think having no sense of direction, getting lost easily and finding out strange and unusual facts, maybe it's a good thing.